Hey everyone. Oh shit. Let me get my glasses. My bad. Apologize for that. Happy L segment in the building. Here for a few minutes to take your mind into the subject matter of our pH balance. Now, I haven't never wore glasses in my life, but I've always wore glasses that was like a similarity to, I guess, wearing glasses. I want to say, to where people really thought I wore glasses. So I'm grateful to say after 41 years of living, I was asked to prescribe glasses, and for some reason, subconsciously, I have embedded that it is important to me. So I got to make sure I have them. If you don't know, I am a student as well as a teacher in the becoming when it comes to the occult teachings as well as the metaphysical, as well as techniques and methods of the ancient arts. I want to say mechanisms that are been embedded within our cell structure, DNA structure, to be able to be awakened to assimilate and recreate things of a nature that we want personally and purposely, that has a lot to do with our journey here. And we have the strength and the knowledge and the techniques within our inner being, our inner self, to actually um, have those things manifest. So, again, this video is basically focused towards the pH balance because we have a lot of loved ones out here of a melanated standpoint that are dealing with the stereotype of the diabetic, as well as the cancer and high blood pressure. When it comes to people, salt. Make that a fact right now because salt used to be a really good nutritional benefit for our people, except when they took the iodine out of it. A lot of people don't know. Dr. Eileen Bay, thank you. Iodine solution 3 is something that we should be actually consuming on a daily basis to get our bloodstream in the recreation of going into the right direction of a higher manifestation of self. So, boom. All right. With that being said, we're going to sit and talk about our pH balance. Now, if those don't know, the beginning of my video, the picture shows a board that actually has image of the pH balance scale itself. I'm not equipped with all the high efficiency types of equipment to do this work, but I am enjoying the experience as well as the awakening along the way. So everything I've been making is really handmade. You see my background, I understand too that a lot of things that we do out here has a lot to do with intentions. So our intentions of purity really is the focus of the energy that we can actually produce to get us at a higher elevation of where we're supposed to be as a whole. So my I want to do a challenge, but I'm gonna speak about that later because I want to really focus because I'm really trying to learn how to like speak and say on a topic of what I'm speaking about. So continuing forward, when we come to the pH balance, what is pH balance? So hopefully my music not loud in the background. I'm also learning things about me when it comes to my inner self by me being musically lit and inclined with all music, no matter what music it is, A to Z. It really helps me relax. besides, the meditation that's done and the incense and so forth, crystals, everything else. So anyway, the pH balance, what is it? The pH balance is actually it means potential hydrogen. Now, potential hydrogen is basically, to sum it up, H2O, like water. And it is like truly the one of the purpose of the existence of being. It's one of our main conductors of like our life, physical form. So, you know, um, you have different parts of the body electric. You know, I can't say do name right now, but and it kind of shows a different stance points when it comes to like electron, neutron, as well as like when certain cells interact with certain other cells, and when they interact with these cells, and like it was amoebas and salamanders and turtles and things of that nature. So it's like they was doing them type of experiments they conducted it on those certain type of animals for whatever reason. I know they have a spiritual meaning to those. I haven't looked those up, but so on that level, what I'm saying, when it comes to like actually learning that the body is, basically electricity, electrons, energy and motion, you know, which is our imagination that's constantly moving. And this realm is supposedly really teach us how to be such, and how to more so be homagely grateful that we get this experience in a physical sense, so we can actually understand this when we return home. Like a lot of our funerals, you know what I'm saying? Like when they say, oh, he returned home, that's just really returning back into the main source of creativity, where you come from. And that's what they really mean. So, the pH balance is like nothing but our water aspect of ourselves, because we are mainly made up of water. Like I said, you got books that say we're made up of 85. You got books that say we're made up of 93. You got books that say that we're made of 70, like 70, and that's a spiritual number. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have all these different aspects, but all of them definitely agree that the majority of our body are made up of water. So that's something to keep in mind if you really want to do a water fast, because your water fast, according to oh my goodness, oh, I can't believe Dick Gregory. According to Dick Gregory, you know what I'm saying, as well as studies with Sebi, you have to take that fasting of water when it comes to the intake of your body weight. And so since our body needs so much water, supposedly 8 glasses or 8 ounces, it's really in a sense supposed to actually take the body mass, the body weight, like half of that. And you start with that, because you want to match your pH balance. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things that's going to energize this when it comes to that is a lot of alkaline foods, a lot of alkaline, energetic type of waters, and types of vegetables, fruits, things of that nature that can actually increase your energy power of that level. So our foods really, when it comes to our body, our foods kind of like really electrify our bodies. And that's how it helps, to raise our frequency. And the pH balance itself, with what I've learned off of using the internet, that it is the spectrum of the chakra, the main 7 chakra systems. Even though we have 9 ethers and stuff structure that every religion to sync to where you can receive your crown in understanding of totality of spirituality. So the pH balance is a definitely direct connection when it comes to chakras, all because the pH balance is the color of the spectrum of the rainbow. And the rainbow itself is nothing but the 7 chakras itself when it comes to the color pattern. So each one has a specific meaning. You know, the first part of the spectrum when it comes to pH balance is more so. Matter of fact, hold on, let me get it. Hopefully, it's not too big, but okay. The first part of the spectrum is more so elevated towards the lower chakras. Okay, there you go. Towards the lower chakras. And those would be the acidic foods that we eat on a daily basis. Okay, there you go. This we eat on a daily basis, meaning the meats, protein, tofu would be a good substitution. Fish, tuna, protein, tofu would be a good substitution. Fish, tuna, anything that has a protein type of background that has that meaning to it. And as you move down the spectrum, you go to the middle, it's like a neutral. So you know you have those colors right there. There's you can eat those type of foods and vegetables to actually enhance that energy of the pH balance of spectrum. So then you got the end, which is most important, the alkaline, and that's going towards like the dang, it's taking all that. Okay. Apologize for that. I'm still working on trying to get me some better equipment. But when you go down the end of the spectrum, you have the alkaline part of it to have the vegetables and fruits and different proteins that you can't eat that is that color. And it has a lot to do with the last three chakras, which was meaning attaining your crown will be the last one. So the spectrum itself is very important because you will want to know exactly what foods you can eat, what vegetables you can eat, what waters you can drink to actually enhance those minerals to get you to a better objective when it comes to your body, when it comes to your pH balance. And it's very important to know that because a lot of things that's going on with our people have also been taught to us of a natural sense that those are things that actually happen, and it's not true. You know, you have to actually want to identify with self-being, or you want to identify with what someone is, and that's just how simple it is. So when you actually start getting a mental consciousness level of who you truly are and want to chase that, everything when it comes to the spirit, the higher self, the creator, you know, triple blackness of space is going to happen. You know, it's signs and signals. I have a few stories that I haven't gotten to. You know, I have many distractions. You know, I'm doing my volunteer services right now. I'm trying to be like the better version of me in a spiritual sense. So it's like knowing these things that has never been taught to you is a must know situation, all because it not only can save your life, you can actually go out and speak to somebody and save somebody else's life, you know, and not life, deeper than that, their soul, and show techniques and the pure righteous techniques to be able to elevate and escape death and live the immortality aspect of themselves. That's how we are set up, Ashe, on that level, you know, because that's a beautiful thing and it's a privilege and it's something that don't nobody else have to respect it, long as you respect and understand it. You know, so moving forward when it comes to the pH balance, and I was speaking of the acidic and the alkalines in the food. You know, the first part of the spectrum has a lot to do with the first chakra, which is the ground chakra. You know, and that's something that was just definitely your level. You stable. You kind of used to the more so the three-dimensional aspect of life. You know, and then like going towards the fourth, the fifth part of the spectrum. You know, if you have to, you can rewind it and see what I'm talking about. You know, it has a lot to. Now, a lot of people don't understand the sacral chakra is not only infinite as well as the rest of them, but it plays a huge part in your intuition, in your gift of knowing what direction to go. When you hear this buzz in your ear to say don't do this, or a buzz in your ear to say do that, the sacral chakra is your gut feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like that, just gut instinct, like, ooh, if I would have followed my first mind, or ooh, if I would have just did what I said I was gonna do. That is your sacral chakra telling you, you know what I'm saying? Or reversing you to do something that you already knew was either wrong or right, in a sense, even though it's no wrong and right. But in that sense, you know what I'm saying, knowing which direction to go with the experiences that you are actually occurring, you know, within that time frame. So, which ain't no time. So, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, you know, okay. Okay, yeah. So when it comes to that, we have to electrify our we have to electrify our melanin, basically, you know, and it's foods and things of that nature that can continuously keep us on the right path, you know. And a lot of people are going towards, and yeah, it is true facts that alkaline foods as well as alkaline vegetables, alkaline type based thinking, you know, vegetarian, even vegan in the aspect. But you know, you got to be careful with the vegetarian and vegan, because things that were supposed to be truly from the ground now are being conquered by companies that can actually put in the GMO aspect of things. So please be careful. Vegan, vegetarian. I'm on my journey with stop eating meat, and the shit is difficult. Although I do understand, you know what I'm saying? It's a risk that I'm taking. So that's something that I know for a fact that I have to overcome, you know. But as far as our pH balance goes, we got things that can stimulate our cells and um kind of regenerate them to open up a different pathway to our higher selves, and not like in the aspect of something that continuously to drown us, like fast foods and um restaurant type foods, and you know, candies and sugars and everything under the sun to keep the body. Because when you actually consume those things, all of a sudden your body feel heavy. Even meat is one of the most profound um profound things to eat that actually fucks you up more than anything else that you eat. So you got all these things that continuously contribute to already whatever you're going through when it comes to your experiences in life, especially if you have a low self-esteem, and that's nothing but the lower aspect of you. That's nothing but you living actually in the lower three chakras, which actually house a lot of these fast food restaurant logos, you know. And that's why at 4 o'clock in the morning that you just got off work, you're not hungry because you just ate a couple of hours ago, but you see something that resembles the color red, the color orange, the color yellow. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, you can even just use your imagination just to picture how many fast food restaurants that have those colors, and that's why you feeling hungry. You know, and so we got things that we can do out here. Like, even though, you know, the dry fruits and dry foods don't do fully to the aspect of what they're supposed to do when it comes to our pH balance, it still can help you direct yourself into getting into a habit of buying those fruits that you've been eating dried, to where you chance to actually try those things, because I'm in the process of doing that now. It's a lot of fruits that I didn't eat. It's a lot of fruits that I don't like. But now that I understand the aspect of what those fruits and vegetables and food is actually feeding those energies for me to elevate, no problem, you know. And I'm getting to everything when it even comes to the the occult, the occult part of it. You know, the spookism is a lie. So, you know, me learning all these levels of where I'm at the same time, you know, my mind is boggled. At the same time, too, you know, I feel like privileged and special to know that I am an upcoming alchemist. I am a definitely in the making sage, mage, you know, master teacher. I claim that right because I have that right and I am that right. So check that. That I do know. And regardless of my experiences, and whenever I get there, I'm going towards that direction, all because I understand my purpose now. You know, a healer as well. So, you know, check me out. You know, and back to the pH balance, even when it comes to the dry foods, you know, I want people to get a more vibrant understanding of how important their body is, because our aura field is not the same as everyone else. Our aura field outweighs man, supposedly human, you know, 10 times to none. So it's no reason for us to not be vice versa in the situations of our oppressor, in a sense, you know. But it's your oppressor can't stop you no more, all because the privilege you have as that infinite being of the primordial source. You know, that's facts, scientific facts. His historical facts, her historical facts, those are facts. The primordial force belongs to the DNA structure of the so-called black man. You know, Obama, don't call me black. It holds no nationality. So we have to start re-improvising who are we, vice versa, the structure of mentality of what was given to us. Like, in all seriousness, who the fuck are you? Who are you? Who am I? Am I going to allow someone to define him, or am I going to allow myself to define who I am as a indigenous aboriginal being? Period, point blank, simple. So if you do eat the dry fruit foods, you know, your fresh foods is because I'm sorry, because I didn't say that. Our body kind of weight in megahertz. And what we can do is actually get on the vibration of the fruit or the vegetable that we are eating. And what we need to do is understand what the fruit itself, the vegetable, the food that we are consuming into this temple, you know what I'm saying, what megahertz or what frequency that the fruit itself is on. And the best thing you can do is actually eat fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. I suggest you to grow your own. I'm on that venture as well, you know, and try to do things your own way, because the only right way is your way. So, you know, you can play with whatever it is you want, you know, as long as it comes to the intentions and understanding of what you're doing and how you're doing it and what you calling out to and who you calling out to. But other than that, you know, our fresh fruit is very important because it vibrates on like 25 to like 29 hertz. You know what I'm saying? Um, Crystals is very important. They hold a certain vibration. Each chakra has, I did a video on that. Each chakra has a certain crystal that holds a certain energy that is very vibrant to that chakra itself. And when you get all 7 of those crystals that you can align with your body, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the Reiki come in at. Hit me up. Universal Soul, SOUL, thanking THANKING at gmail.com. I know you sleeping on me, but that's where the alignment come in at when you put these chakras and you say these sacred words and these sacred mantras and do these sacred mudras that are very important to the human vessel. So I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? That's where the Reiki come in at. You know, the Qigong come in at, the power of breath. Dr. Eileen Bay, you know what I'm saying, of Healing Wings Institute. That's where all these things of a domino effect come into that were already given to us, but more so hidden at the same time. And now we have the privilege to be awakened at this moment because our timers went off. So certain people's timers went off. And now we doing what we're supposed to do, you know, to get this information out there. And I'm, like I said, I'm homicide privileged to even be a part of this. Ashe. So if you got like fresh herbs, they are like the same thing as like the fresh foods, 23 to like 30. Dry herbs and dry food is they low. You know what I'm saying? You got some that say 13 to like 20, and then you got some that say like 17 to like 23, and then you got some that say 15 to like 21. You know what I'm saying? So things vary. It just depends. I'm pretty sure it depends on the company that you are actually buying from that house these things that our body need on a daily basis. Like I just found out through Dr. Eileen Bay, B12, B6, and B2 is very good to start your melanin in the right direction to reconstruct your DNA pattern, your DNA strands. You know what I'm saying? The helix that what is that? That's the doctor sign too. You know what I'm saying? That part of our body, the kundalini, you know what I'm saying? The spine itself. So, you know, it's important that we know these things because shit been told to us it's a lie, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lie, and the GMO foods is fucking us up. And the higher the alkaline that the food, whatever you consuming is, the better your chances to actually help your DNA pattern. You know, and as much as I want to make these videos short, it's just too much information to be constantly compressed to not express it in an understanding that the audience really can get. You know, my people can get. I want people to understand what I'm saying. I don't want to go too fast, but the GMO foods is definitely fucking us up. You know what I'm saying? Big time. And since our body is electrically fueled from the universe, Triple Blackness of Space herself, you know what I'm saying? That means that Bobby Hemmett, you know what I'm saying? Very good dude when it comes to deep metaphysics of the dark side of our being. That is nothing but the best side of our being, you know, the chaotic being of us, you know. So the fact of the matter is these things can continue to do what it's supposed to do, but if we don't know what we are actually fueling our bodies with, fueling our minds with, fueling our soul, our hearts, our gut, you know, just every elevation of life, of reality that you think it is, it's like you really just a part of the Walking Dead, you know. That comes when the part of the zombies and shit. You're a part of the Walking Dead. But it's never too late to wake up. It's always a moment where you really can wake up, like for real, for real. So forward, the pH balance, very important. The water conductor of our body. and we have to start consuming those things that match that mass, that weight. Everything is not just a challenge, but it's definitely a mobility of a status to where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real, for real. And so moving on, it's some things that can really get your melanin, your electrolytes and your cells of structure being like get it going. I'm just gonna name off some things, you know what I'm saying? Like for one, fruits stimulate, the cells. They stimulate the melanin. They stimulate it. You know what I'm saying? And veggies, they stabilize, you know what I'm saying, your melanin. So, you can eat things and use your imagination to what aspect of where it go, using the pH balance chart that I put out there. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm just gonna put it out there one more time so people can get an actually direct look at it, you know, starting from like the left and the right. I want to make sure everybody see it, and this chart is a really good makeup of basically the 7 chakra structure of our inner soul being. And it shows you what you can do and what foods you can eat doing to colorology, which is a good aspect of imagery when it comes to our ancestors as well. So, you can use that to find foods and fruits and vegetables and anything else that can actually stimulate our melanin. You know what I'm saying? So just round it off. We got seaweed, soy nuts, pumpkin seeds, turkey, tofu, peanuts, watermelon seeds, chicken, almonds, things with color, any food with color. Colorization, like I said, colorology is very important. It rule the world just like numbers. So, that's numerology, and I'm gonna make a video about that, which I do numerology charts and show you how you can do your own numerology chart. You don't need me, but I can show you that. So contact me, Also, you can use watercress, oregano, cantaloupes, plums, sour salt. I don't understand. I don't know what that is. I meant to look that up. Wild rice, artichokes, and burro bananas, along a whole host of vegetables. I know for a fact the green spirullo, like spinach is very good. Asparagus, artichokes, Brussels sprouts, anything that has the purity of the connection to earth is very good. And green vegetables, they are the best thing you can eat to get your melanin activated even quicker than anything else. So we got to understand that the melatonin that we have, the melanin we have been given as a gift, it's a lot of people that suffer from melatonin. A lot of people that cannot inhabit the sun. That's where the saying, if it's too hot, get the fuck out the kitchen. All because we house those properties to withstand the heat of the infections of the world. We still here, baby. That's proof in itself right now. So we have that mechanism. So you have those entities that are not blessed with that. There's a lot of people that's really not blessed with a soul. They got a spirit, but they're not blessed with a soul. And we house that privilege, So I'm telling you, it's important. Our divinity stands on it, and on a mental note, who's to tell you can't judge somebody? Yeah, you can. Motherfucker know exactly what they're doing when they get a certain point of experiences in life when it comes to certain things in life. So we are the judges of this earth, and we have to get back into that power and become the respected ones of those thrones that house that. So thank you for listening. I wanted to make sure I touch everything when it comes to the pH balance because, like I said, Robert O. Becker, I couldn't even remember the goddamn name. Robert O. Becker, you know what I'm saying? The Body Electric. It's a very deep book. I ain't done reading it, but my spirit led me to certain points that I was supposed to actually speak on. And I just know the biochemical cells that we are, we have to get back into that conscious way of thinking about that. So I appreciate everyone for listening. Again, my name is Happy L. Sekhmet. And if you have any questions, any way you want to build together so I can come into your home, your establishment, your business to speak on topics of such that you have a curiosity about, as well as my own presentations and topics, I'm all for it. Just positive, energetic moving. You know what I'm saying? Elevate, motivate. That's elevate. That's it. That's all I want. And I know it's a doomed way of trying to save the world, but hey, I'm a dreamer. And again, hit me up, Universal Soul Thinking at gmail.com. I would love your comments. I would love, just your feedback. Your feedback. Constructive criticism is always welcome. I thank you. Peace.